Hello, everyone, and welcome back. So, this is part four where we are going to continue building our dashboard. So, in the last video, we saw some of our main KPIs and some of the charts that we built. So, let me go ahead and add our other charts. So, the next one that we are going to look at is going to be two important charts here, which is one is revenue versus cost trend, and then we have a store profitability matrix. So let's look at revenue versus cost trend first. So here I'm going to select my pane and I'm going to go ahead and add a chart. So this time it's going to be a line chart. So where is our line chart? This one, very nice. So on the line chart, we have two different axes. So we need measures for both axes. So on the left hand side, I'm going to add what is my net sales. And on the right hand y axis, I'm going to add what is my cost of goods sold. So we are going to look at the trend of these two across the powerful date dimension. So what we are going to do is also that we are going to select the leaf node for the date. So let me see how I can do that. I think once if I go here, I have more options. Okay, yeah, this is where I can set the drill down to the last hierarchy level, which is the date, because we have very less records in our system. So I need to make sure that I am extending this across all the dimensions, which is the dates here. So you can see that the trending chart is now coming up properly. I can also sort of do a little bit of adjustment so that it comes better. Yeah, now this is better. So you can see how the trends are going. The net sales is in blue. It goes on the first, second, third, fourth, what is the cost of goods sold, and then the sorry, that was the net sales, and the cost of goods sold is the red one here. Very nice. Then we are going to add our store profitability matrix. So for that, we will look at another interesting chart, which is our bubble chart. Actually, it's yeah, let's see. This is the bubble chart. And what do I need here? I need on my x-axis, I need my net sales. And on my y-axis, I need my margin percentage. Very nice. And on the dimension, I need to look at this from a store perspective. So I have my store ID, and then I'm going to calculate what is my quantity that is being sold across my different stores. So the bigger the size of the bubble, the bigger the quantity of that particular store. And the another thing, interesting thing to note here is that we created our store as a hierarchy because we have a store which is part of a city and a city which is part of the region. And that's the reason it's clubbing all the stores together and it is showing my net sales margin percentage and the sales quantity here. I can go ahead and do a very cool drill down, and this is possible because I have maintained in the data model a hierarchy for my store. So if I drill down, I see three different stores, right? If I drill up, I see one store, which is an aggregation of all the stores that the system is doing. This is so nice. But for the purpose of my chart, I want to show the actual stores, so which is at the last level. So these are my different stores, which is Delhi, Mumbai, and Bangalore. And it would be nice if I can give different colors to these. So let me see. Can I give colors? Maybe I need to choose the palette. Okay, maybe I will look at this on a later point. Let's go ahead and build the chart. The last thing that we need to do here is build a table, and that is where we will deep dive into every store performance from a raw data point of view. That is important also to verify our results. So in the last pane here that I have, I'm going to insert, in fact, I'm going to insert a table this time. So let's see. So I remove my chart and I have my table here. So in my table, I want my columns to represent my measures. So let me see what all columns do I can I choose. So let me start with, let's say, the net sales, the sales quantity. There's a typo here that we need to look at, and the margin percentage. So these three are good things to look at. And on my dimensions, which will be my column, I'm going to select, right, sorry, on my dimensions, which are my rows, I'm going to look at, let's start with store. So I'm going to look at the stores. Again, in this, as you can see, since the store is a hierarchy, the system is catching that and it is showing all the stores in one go. So it is a really nice feature where I can now see across all my stores the quantity that is sold is 660 PC and 51,950 was the net sales, and overall margin was 23.20. And that's exactly what you see here as well across all stores. Then if I drill down and I see where I have stores in the north region, south region, and west region. Right now, I have only three stores. So in my north region, I have Delhi store, and you can see Delhi is doing a business of 115 pieces, and then net margin percentage is 19.50. And similarly for west and south, we have one store. This is how we can analyze the data and also look at the deep down details of all these records that we have in the system. Let's say if I want to add another dimension where I can see from a product point of view. Wait, what happened here? Did I But I added another one, but I need to modify the previous one itself. So here I'm going to add another dimension, which is the product. Let me go ahead and delete this one. I don't need this. Now you will see the data coming at the product level. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to also mark this as show only leave members. So I can somehow do this here, I guess. Yeah, I can see the hierarchy, and I'm going to say show only leaves for the products for the stores. So in the Delhi store, I have sold across two product categories. In the Bangalore store, I have sold across two product categories. And in the Mumbai, across three product categories. As you can see, Delhi is not doing business in the personal care, which actually, if you look at, has the highest margin percentage across all the product categories. That's a really insightful information that we already have. So you can see that dairy has a really nice margin percentage, which is above 30, and then also personal care has a really good margin percentage. So if the stores are doing business in these particular products, then they are more profitable. So for now, this is how the dashboard is built. We can do some stylings across this dashboard, which we can look at in the next video. I'm going to also change some of the colors and show you more possibilities. But for now, thank you for sticking together, and let me know if you like the video and if you have any comments. Thank you very much.